Easy. Today we're playing a modern challenge. We're not playing this deck. We're playing the Jeskai Faithless Looting Control build that we trophied with earlier this week. I've made some changes. I decided to be a little bit more in on Kiora, the Rising Tide, instead of in on Oculus, where Kiora is something else you can discard your Deep Analysis and Flages for value. And it's pretty good to use Arena of Glory to give Kiora haste to come down, make an 8/8. So we're plus 1 land, 3rd Arena of Glory. Minus the Oculuses, minus the Jolted Awakes, plus 3 Kiora, plus 1 Prismatic Ending in the main, and then I've gone ahead and added a bunch of Prismatic Endings to the sideboard, and some Prismatic Endings also for mostly energy. Comes in a lot of matchups actually. Also Consigned to Memories for the Brute-Scale matchup, Magus for Titan. So this is going to be playing in the Modern Challenge in like 20 minutes. Yeah, the Deep Analysis have been surprisingly good. We won our die roll here. We have our anti-ghosting technology in play. Let's keep. Did I make any Song of Creation combo lists? No, I made one before the shakeup, and I haven't done one post Opal and maybe Looting. What do I think of Insidious Fungus? I've played that card in a couple Green Sun decks, and it's been okay. Fire Shoes with 12th. I've never seen this version of this message. 12-month gift subscription courtesy of PT Venge has entered month 7. Nice, thank you, PT Venge. How'd the Elementals do? We lost, so we won game 1 pretty handily against Murktide, then we got Magus of the Moon pretty hard in both sideboard games. Just didn't draw Solitude. Okay, getting Prowess here. Flage pretty good in this this matchup. Let's see if we can surveil into something to do on turn 2 here, though. You know what? If that's not something to do, I don't know what is. Also, another, I don't think I mentioned this in the deck tech, but another nice thing about adding Kiora to the deck is Kiora also just flips Tamio. So another little fun synergy there. So they keep a card on top. I mean, I'm assuming this is a Phoenix build now that we've seen Looting. No Arc-like Phoenixes have entered the yard yet. Ragavan has, though. Haste Kiora with Arena. Yeah, that's part of this too. Yeah, Kiora does a lot. It discards Flays, it discards Deep Analysis. You can haste it with Arena. She flips Tamio. She's an extra win condition. Looting just for card selection. I'm not a huge fan of looting just for card selection, but that is maybe what our opponent is doing here. That's true. Let's take this hit. A thinking red player is definitely a dangerous foe. Untap Stomping Ground. And playing a Ragavan. Okay. So our options are to attack with Tamio, cast Kiora, flip Tamio. I kind of like that I have the Kiora checking the Ragavan. Or we could leave Tamio back to block, and we could cast the Flage. I think I'm going to go for Tamio here. Or sorry, Kiora here. Notably, Kiora here already a lot better than the Oculus. Force of Negation could be an awesome draw here, too. Turn up with the 16 months. Okay, so we'll have 2 other cards besides the Flage in the yard. 3. I'm just trying to think about us needing to like wanting to cast Flage next turn versus potentially being able to escape Flage. So if we discard Flage Lore and Revealed, and our opponent kills Kiora and they kill Tamio, then we can escape Flage. But we can't if they don't kill both. They consider the White Unearth. Our first draft was in on that plus I, but we're not playing it in this build. I did consider still playing it, yeah. I think I want to discard the Arid Mesa and just have less painful mana, and then like cast the Looting and cast Flage next turn, and then I can escape the Flage the following turn. This first Kiora might die next turn. Yeah, I think if we could escape the Flage, which again we could only do by discarding Flage this turn, and Kiora dies and Tamio dies. The thing is, if they can kill the Kiora, which it's not a foregone conclusion that they can, but if they could kill the Kiora, then they probably will not also kill the Tamio. which means I think, want to hold Deflation for next turn. Ocean with the 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Also, they may forget that the Kiora blocks the Ragavan well now because of the Tamiya +1. PTO with the 2 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, the White Unearth, like, Jolted Awake was a little bit weird because I was playing it over Helping Hand because it cycles and the creature enters untapped, which were both relevant, but sometimes you have Looting plus Oculus and you just couldn't Jolted Awake your Oculus on turn 2, which was also awkward. Okay, Slickshot Show Off. They do have a Lava Dart in the yard. Also, if somehow the Kiora lives, we could maybe make an 8/8 with the looting. Okay, they're attacking me with both. No blocks. Any mutagenic growths or dart flashback? Mutagenic growth, so this is plus 4 damage. So right now I'm going to 10. The Lava Dart can put me down to 7. It's kind of good that they're using this now, though, because it would have countered the Flage. They put in Holy Heat in their graveyard. They do flashback a dart. Does not seem like they have another land in their hand for whatever that's worth. Oh, another mutagenic growth? A gut shot. So now I'm going to 4. Okay. Final answer, 4. So let's loot. They had another mutagenic growth. I should be dead already. Yeah, we did consider Helping Hand. You think Helping Hand is better than Jolted Awake? I don't know if it is. It could be. Both at 7. Have lethal next turn. Dead to land Underworld Breach and kind of beating everything else. I guess land Bolt, but how that being their hand seems very tough. I take Jolted Awake before helping. Yeah, that might be right. Might be right. I think when we played the deck on Monday, there were more times Jolted Awake would have been better than Helping Hand, but Helping Hand would have been a lot better than Jolted Awake in those other times. So it's interesting, I think. Yeah, like we cycled it a lot. Also, like Untapped Oculus was relevant a few times. But we're not playing it either in this build, which I think is... I think if you're playing Kiora, you just don't really care about the Unearths that much. And Kiora is so far looking pretty good. Okay, so they're going to Salt Strobe the Channeler. This is only plus 2 damage, though. But if they somehow have a Mutagenic Growth as the last card we're dead, seems pretty unlikely. Violent Urge would have been... If this was Violent Urge instead, they could have kept the Gut Shot on top and killed me. So, good thing my opponent doesn't know but that card exists. Did I try Shark Typhoon? Of course I didn't play Shark Typhoon in 2025. I'm sorry. We all love that card. The stream is called the Shark Typhoon. Unplayable. Maybe. You can maybe play with Capricious Hellraiser, actually, but... that's a stretch. Like, why would you make me say that? You know? Why would you come in here and then... You know I have to tell you it's bad. Why would you make me do that? Stopping Breach does seem like a really important thing to do. Let's trim a Deep Analysis. Flashing him back could be pretty painful. I think 3 is probably an okay number. Can probably trim a Kiora. Well, this is... I think 3 Pierce, 3 Force is kind of a good number. Typhoon plus Hall of Heliads is untapped tech. It's very tapped tech. Like, that has been around for a long time. People have done it for a long time. It has always been, like, awkward and mediocre and has gotten worse ever since, like, Leyline Binding and Surveillance have been printed, eating up your utility slots, and it's cool. It's certainly cool. But that tech is tapped, brother. I tell you what. Been around but untapped. Well, what do you mean untapped? Like I've seen dozens of people play that for years, you know, and it's been mediocre the whole time. What would it take for you to consider it to be tapped? Yet to be broken. I see. Well, I'll agree. It's yet to be broken. Is Capricious Hellraiser actually good, or am I just coping? Capricious Hellraiser is a very powerful card. I think that this is something that is hard to deny, although lots of people deny it all the time. But in my mind, I do think Hellraiser is quite strong. Like the ability to go, I'm going to spend 3 mana on a 4/4 flyer, and this 4/4 flyer is going to cast a big non-creature spell. It's kind of similar to Amped Raptor, just bigger and harder to enable. But I think the card is very similar to Amped Raptor. And Amped Raptor is now banned. Prismatic ending this. Faithless Looting definitely made the card a lot better, and I've trophied with Capricious Hellraiser a few times. I think that I've been looking at my old Capricious Hellraiser decks though, and a lot of the ways like I have built it in the past has not been looking as good. Another thing about Capricious Hellraiser too is I still maintain. I think I'm gonna get basic island here, despite it being a bit awkward with this Flage. Yeah, I don't even actually think I'm discarding the Flage. I want to be able to cast it next turn. I still maintain that if Red had an MDFC that was at the level of something like a Seagate Restoration or Turn Timber Symbiosis or an Amarius Call, like a big instant or sorcery, or if Red had like a Lauren Revealed type card, I think Capricious Hellraiser would be like much stronger, and they just like have just not been printed like almost any enablers for it since the unbanning of looting. And so I'm unlikely to register Capricious Hellraiser again unless I do feel like we've got some like really sick tech, but hard to say if that is ever gonna happen. Well, we could be dead here. Hopefully not. What do you think of Thrilling Discovery and Mardu Reanimator? I would never play it. I would never play Thrilling Discovery over Fable, Looting, FOMO. It's just like better discard outlets. Thanks, Aggie, for the 26 again. They discard Snakeskin Veil and Light Up the Stage. 3 cards in their hand. Magma Opus feels closest. It's quite... Yeah, it's like... These effects are really good when... like they're kind of incidentally good, and then sometimes when you cast them for free, they that's when they're pretty broken. Uh-oh. Alright, so this is 16. Nice. Good to be on the play for game 3, which is good. Would be good to draw a Galvanic Discharge at some point this match. Have you seen Atlanta? Can you introduce yourself? Yeah, of course. Still undecided what I'm playing in Atlanta. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna have a ton of time to test either. Maybe not flipping Tommy was the play. Maybe. Yeah, it's just it's tough when you like just don't get killed like that very often to know exactly what you're supposed to be playing around. It's like so tempting to just on turn 2 take the powerful line of flipping the Tomio after killing their 1-drop, you know? Yeah, maybe. Play mono green, farm the black decks, I won the Dire against red. Yeah. When is Ghost Vacuum better than Soul Guide? So it's better than Soul Guide in games where you want to activate targeted Graveyard Hate many turns over the course of a game and just keep that in play instead of like popping it and losing it. It's also better when you get to 6 mana and put the Natraxo or Archon of Cruelty into play. That's pretty good too. Okay, keep this, play Arena of Glory, tap turn 1. I've gotten my wish of drawing a Galvanic Discharge. A Boros Prison Hellraiser deck with plenty of Graveyard Hate and Artifact Hate might actually be good. Okay, it's very hard to have a lot of Graveyard Hate in a Hellraiser deck. Maybe that Land Hate version. Okay, so I have Graveyard Hate, Land Hate, Artifact Hate. Only issues Flage may be better. I mean, you could play both. Flage is also probably better, yeah. Are the MH3 MDFCs enough to move the needle towards Hellraiser playability? There's very few that like work with it. There's like the Is It one. Yeah, for the most part, they just really aren't doing that much. Definitely could just never draw our third land or looting. I have seen the Esper Pixie Nightmare deck. I think it looks yeah, it looks very similar to like what Mina Moss played in Dallas. It looks super fun too. So Dart plus Light up the stage. So this turn could have been better if we went Discharge and then hold up Spell Pierce. They hit a Slickshot Show Off and a Mishra's Bauble. Creativity deck with Prime Time. Do they play enough Mountain for Valakut? I mean, their whole deck is mountains, so yeah. Can you plot? Yeah, only plot. You can only plot from hand, so they cannot plot this. I know creativity with Titan has been. It's been an idea or a deck for a long time. Whoa, they cast Bauble. They cast Bauble before Show Off. Okay, nice. Got a free Stone Rain out of that deal. And I do want to try to leave Spell Pierce available for a Breach. And then using the Dart makes it a lot more likely I can Spell Pierce a Breach. If I draw a land, I do probably need to Flage this turn. I think I need to Flage this turn. If they breach, they can draw 2 or 3 cards, which, while that wouldn't be great for me, would not be the end of the game. I guess they could have just drawn Mutagenic Growth also, but they didn't have growth to protect the Show Off. Oh, okay. I guess they just drew it. They keep a card on top also. Chibi with a 6 and Ni with the 7 months. So this is basically +3 damage. Oh no, it's +6 because the Channeler still gets the +2/+2. Cool. Or +5, sorry, +5 damage. So thankfully no double strike here. I'm at 8 life. They got 2 cards in their hand. Now I've drawn another copy of Force of Negation. It seems incredibly unlikely they have a second Mutagenic Growth. They could have maybe like a protection spell. But we have Force of Negation in hand, so this should be relatively safe. Nice. Did Stormcold get better with Flare of Denial exist? I mean, unironically, yeah. Neo, the 7 months, thank you so much. The Stormcold memes, it's awesome that those are still like alive and well. Yeah, they flip an Arid Mesa. That would have been the best draw possible for whatever that's worth. Classic Lantern Control Ragavan. Still in very good shape here. Hope Tron comes back just as strong, says Tron Dragon. I think Tron will be back. Or like it's possible that it's an Eldrazi variant that is somewhat similar to Tron comes back. We were also playing like Free Strider Valakut, and that deck's been looking good if you want your big mana fix. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I will accept the land. I guess I accept that too. Doesn't feel like a good thing to counter. Nice 4-mana divinations, thank you. They've been pretty good. They've definitely bad this game, although I'm going to pitch one to a Force. Do you pop this for 3 to beat a growth? Well, with Galvanic Discharge, you choose how much energy you spend on resolution. So you don't need to like if they growth it, then you can spend more energy. Card is very, very good. Okay, your turn. Patience. Do you think looting could be an upgrade to blue-green shape anew gift with a splash rant worth it? I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Looting helps enable graveyard strategies. If you're playing a graveyard focused deck and you don't have Faithless Looting, you have probably made a mistake of some kind. Well, this is kind of scary. Hold, I guess. Okay, plays Arid Mesa. I think they have Underworld Breach. Stupid Ragavan taking my Arid Mesa. Esper Gorz is good without looting. Yeah, you can still play Esper, but you can also play Mardu, and you get Gorios in that build. It's an interesting back and forth. They've drawn so many creatures. Land! Come on, I've been so patient. Ah! Been so patient. Watching Dino? No, I mean not right now. I was watching him this morning. Is he on game 6 or game 5? Plays an Arid Mesa. Thankfully Gigantha's gone. They're still dead to a land, or red source. Yes. A living in build looting, Bloodbraid Marauder, Electro Dominance could be good. Could be. Halfway through game 6, awesome. I really have been feeling like he's going to get the run before the end of this year. We may see that. Okay, not a super pretty game 3, but we do emerge victorious. Lyrium archetype is best represented at the moment by Hollow One, which is putting up results. So I think that Hollow One, especially with Vengevine and Root Wallet, that's like your graveyard aggro deck. Trade Marta's Gore is very powerful. Yeah, I like that deck a lot too. That one's good because like people see Kalia, they think the deck is just a meme, but people who play Kalia go, ooh, there's something here. I think you'll have a tough match here. I think so too. I don't think this is a good matchup. It'll be especially bad if I miss my second land. Well, that ended up being true. We do get to flip the Tamio, and we draw a land we can deep analysis. Classic go up a land and just miss a bunch of them. That being said, I can with all this counter magic in my hand, I feel like I have a chance to just protect this Tamio into an ult. Land! Yes. Deep analysis. Didn't find land number 3 yet. Have I tried any red-black soul trader combos with looting? I was trying to build it for a little bit. I didn't get super duper far. Okay, not tapping out a Spell Pierce, although I guess we could just get bindinged and we can't Spell Pierce it. Yeah, I can't pierce the binding anyways, so yeah, that's fine. Value Town. Opponent puts Heath in the graveyard. So in response to the trigger, let's go Tune plus Discharge. Spike, you putting Tomio? Tomio question mark question mark? The amount of Tomio question marks I've gotten this week should be, y'all should feel ashamed. I didn't draw Kiora. Dang it. Okay, so I won't be able to escape Flage till next turn. So I guess we tune. Just hold up mana here. Do you think there's a brew with Master of Rays, Risen Reef as an engine? I had Mystery Reflectionless spelled to me with Bowmaster around. I don't think that's probably a good direction to go. I have played decks like that in the past, and I can't really say that they've ever felt like a good direction to go down. So I only have one Galvanic Discharge. I'm a bit worried that if I try to Flage the Risen Reef, then they're going to Solitude in response. Oh, so where's my Kiora? Okay, so this turn we can go Escape a Flage. And then next turn we can loot away a Flage and then Arena of Gloriet. Although now I don't have a Discharge up. Can buy back a Discharge next turn with Tomio. That's something we really need. Let's Spell Pierce. I think just Spell Pierce to tap 2 mana here is super duper valuable. And also if it counters the Teferi, it's not like that was a bad exchange either. Nice. Well, for a game where we missed our second land drop against the control deck, that ended up turning out pretty dang good, I think. Let's cut these Wrath Disguise and the Prismatic Ending against the Karuga deck. That also seems like a good direction to go. And I think I might just bring in all of these. Spell Pierce is not great against them. Ghost Vacuum is kind of interesting. They probably are playing Flage, and thank you, Empty Nest, for the 4 months. I've been liking Kiora more than Oculus so far. It's still pretty early. So I mean, the consigns are going to count. They might be playing Leyline Scion. They might not be, but it counters Solitude ETB, Leyline Binding ETB. These should be good. Not as good now that Ring is gone. Magus, they're 4-color. I don't know. They're also a Solitude Fire Ice deck, so I'm probably not going to bring in Magus. Yeah, Magus is definitely not great against the Solitude Fire Ice deck. They might also have Dead Gone. Might board some of those out, to be fair. Is there a draft of this deck without Deep Analysis, or why did I go for Deep Analysis specifically? Well, you cannot play Faithless Looting as a card draw spell without like having a good amount of stuff to discard for value. And Deep Analysis is just kind of the only thing that you can can help you, that can let you meet your deck building requirements. And Deep Analysis also flips Tomio. It pitches to Force of Negation. Deep Analysis has just been good. It was good that game. I don't know. I've been liking Deep Analysis a lot. Why Magus over Blood Moon? Because it's mostly just a Titan sideboard card, and they're going to have an easier time killing Blood Moon than Magus with their Besages. I think they board out everything but Solitude, so it makes Magus at worst of mind, right? Well, not at worst. Like It's not like Magus is not tough on my mana, where I need multiple blue sources. I only have one island in my deck. I need to get both planes. It's not just free for me to play. And I would say it's not they might. I don't think they're going to cut Fire Ice either. Like they might, but like the card just cycles. Is it me or just Counterspell doesn't feel good in format? It's not just you. If you notice, I'm not playing the card Counterspell in my control deck here, largely for mana reasons. But yeah, it is also just not that good. I think I probably want to force this instead of consigning an ETB. Let's go ahead and crack a clue token. Yeah, and then they Solitude. So Tamio Casual. 3 for 1? Yeah, 3 for 1. 3 cards in hand over there. Value Town. Deep Analysis also. Sometimes you surveil in the yard for value. So I'm going to be trying to pretty aggressively use Consign or Galvanic Discharge this turn so that I can escape Flage next turn. Seems probably better to use Discharge than Consign on Chapter 1. Although it feels a little spewy because I don't get to just Flage ETB kill this, but I need to cast the Discharge to escape the Flage. So, not actually spewy, I think. So I can get red or white mana here. I can get Fountain. Seems okay. 2 cards in hand over there. Hopefully we draw Looting. Also Deep Analysis in these kind of games. Just top deck it, cast it, draw 4. This card's Endurance and just Endurance. Oh, and Plains, sorry. This, I couldn't even see this Plains. It looks so weird. Now, the main way that they're going to answer the Flage is like with consignable stuff, although like Fire Ice does answer it for a turn. But yeah, now, and also the Flage can just kill the Flip Fable, so I'm not going to consign Chapter 3 is what I'm trying to say. Let's see if we mill a Deep Analysis into the yard. Or Looting. Nope. Okay, your turn. Out of Surveil Land. Only playing 2. Always want the 3rd when you're flooding. Okay, 4 cards in hand over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and just Galvanic Discharge this in response to the ETB. Three cards in hand. Can't Binding without a Godless Shrine, which Misty Rain Forces actually can't get. Deep Analysis, nice top deck. We'll see if anyone has any fun original jokes about the name of this card. Graveyard's Endurance. Esther's running down the hall over there. Everything okay? Oh, Athena is chewing on chapstick. I hear. Alright, let's tune in response. Don't need to be too aggressive about fighting over this. Oh, you know what? This was actually bad, because I should have been able to replicate Consign on a Solitude here and counter like the Risen Reef trigger and the Solitude trigger. Would have actually been a lot better. But yeah, here we'll just save the Consign for a Solitude. We'll lose our Deep Analysis and try to win the game. I'm trying out your Hollowvine list, just something close to it. In paper, because Hollowvine, pre-Lord of the Rings, was the first paper deck I built. Awesome. We're so back. Yeah, I actually might be playing a little bit of that in between rounds here. I wanted to try a couple different things. Like I wanted to try splashing for Bowmaster over Flameblade Adapt because both make you more resilient to graveyard hate, but Bowmaster is the better card, but Flameblade Adapt is lower on your curve and helps you trigger Vengevine sometimes. Yeah, we've won the die roll again in the challenge. This game is also still going, I think, very well. I'm just gonna pull this over here. And let's go ahead and keep our 7-card hand. Okay, so I think I want to go Hallowed Fountain, Sacred Foundry. Pretty painful. Like, this is turn 2 through a Surgical Extraction. We played 3 matches with Witch Miracles. I think we got a little bit unlucky. I will try to play it again, I think, at some point. So maybe I get Steam Vents, I'm not sure. Eldrazi is kind of scary. We do have the full playset of Consigns in the sideboard today. Over here, my opponent's casting Looting, but we have a Leyline in play, so we're not too worried. I might force some. I probably actually will just force some negation this if I draw it off of the Clue token. I want to use the Clue token so I could go Tune plus Clue to flip the Tomio next turn potentially. Drawing a Kiora would be awesome. Over in the Hollow 1 game, I have drawn a Detective's Phoenix, which I'm discarding to fear of missing out and bestowing. Okay, maybe a little late on the Force of Negation. We might still find some use. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this game real quick. If I finish the game, just let them. I guess they're almost always going to concede here. Although they cast something in the ice, they only have 2 cards in their hand, though. Then they cast a Manamorphose. Uh-oh. Then they cast another thing in the ice. Alright, not going to counter that when I can Wrath the Skies. Although, now I can no longer Wrath the Skies. Cliff with the Twitch Prime, thank you so much. Hope you're doing well today. I've won the Hollowvine match, so we are now completely focused, and we have our anti-ghosting technology up, although my opponent's also just looking at my hand. They took Prismatic Ending, which is the wrong choice. The objectively wrong choice, which we will accept. Thank you, opponent. Remember that Wrath the Skies does not kill Tomio. Don't have the ability to get the 4th color for Prismatic Ending. I do think that this is generally a lot less relevant than it used to be with Ring Gone, right? 5 cards in their hand, 4 cards in their hand, and Princess Sire. Kicks a Myco Spawn. So this means I won't be able to haste my... Oh, they're targeting my Hallowed Fountain. Okay, cool, so I can haste my Kiora. Very fun that my opponent seemingly has chosen wrong on everything so far. Oh, sorry. Maybe I should have forced that. Kind of want to save it for Allah's Dust or K-Command. But they find Devourer of Destiny, so... That kind of stinks. I guess now I get to... I'll minus the Kiora. So I minus Kiora, pick up Wrath the Skies. Let's attack with our Kiora first. Sorry, I always say Kiora and Tomio interchangeably. Okay, we discard Flage, we discard Deep Analysis. It's going to be just kind of critical if they trade or not. Okay, they do trade. So, my opponent is going to devour this Tomio next turn. And then this is exerted so I can't haste my Flage next turn. So it seems like I just want to grab Wrath the Skies, so if they play Sire of the Seven Deaths, I can contain that. But I don't think I need to use it too aggressively. Do we have a land drop? We've already played their land this turn. We got a Myco spawn last turn. You have another Arena to Haste. Well, I also have a basic island in play. Okay, they do end up targeting the token. Which I think is fine. They also don't have Delirium for the Shifting Woodland. So I can just cast Deep Analysis from hand. I think instead I'm going to cash in the Tamiyo, grab Tune the Narrative. And then, like, the Tune the Narrative is going to help me, in theory, set up for a more powerful Wrath the Skies once we get up there. Now, I can't go Flashback Deep Analysis and flip Tamiyo because I'm kind of constrained on my blue mana here. I think let's just go ahead and Surveil off of this instead of Fetch Shocking to cast Tamiyo. ZBO Games, the 6 months. Hope you're doing well today, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Interesting decision tree. -3 gets them to exile token most of the time. Plus gets them to exile Tamiyo. We have an 8-8 against their Eldrazi. Yeah, and 8-8 also does beat Sire if you have another creature to block. The problem is Sire is just so scary that I think I just really want to have a Wrath the Skies in my hand. But I agree it's a pretty interesting decision tree. I think I pitched the analysis. I can flash back the other analysis to flip the Tamiyo or draw Looting and flip Tamiyo. Definitely want to force that. Especially with the woodland. Now it's kind of interesting. Like, do I kill this Devourer of Destiny with the Flage, or do I just deal them 12? If I deal them 12, I can deal them 6 more next turn. I think I'm gonna kill the Devourer instead, so this way I can. Oh wait, sorry. I thought I was gonna be able to go Tamiyo plus Deep Analysis, but I can actually just go Deep Analysis instead, or I can only go Deep Analysis instead, rather. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going. Well, yeah, Face is also better against Command too. If they have K Command, does it blow out the Flage line? Yeah, but they only have 1 card, and it could be Kozilek's Command, but unfortunately it is. But it's just kind of hard to play around. We did win the Hollow One match, yeah. Non-stop beer stroke, and hate to see it. This is not a appropriate comment to leave. Thank you. You can leave. But I'm a human being sitting in this room all day. I can scratch my beard if I want to. All right, Stirrings. They put 1 on top, and this was the 1 card. Then they reveal Emrakul the Promised End, which is pretty scary. Can they cast it? Can they just slam it right now? Cost 8 for. They have 8. Yeah, damn it. Not sure. I mean, it's gonna be pretty bad for me. Doom practicing for the trophy. Wait, today? I thought Cube for Charity starts tomorrow, right? Yeah, but it's also just like you would never go into like a restaurant or a store and the cashier is like playing with their beard, like, oh, you're playing with your beard? That's so fucking cringe. Like this is just a super inappropriate thing to say. Be better. It said 0-0. Okay, cool. I don't know if we can, like, if there's any possible way for us to get out of this. Getting rid of all my Wrath the Skies, and then they're gonna discharge and spend all the energy. And then I guess I can haste a Flage next turn. I can gain 6. Gaining 6 does actually put me alive if I kill the Devourer. Although it actually doesn't because they have the woodlands, but they can maybe just miss that. Is that realistic? Maybe they top deck another K command and we get to Spell Pierce. Well, they took 6. So yeah, it seems like they probably just see the woodland line, right? My thoughts on beard oil. I always have it and I forget to use it. It takes a little bit of time for you to like really start feeling the effects. Okay, game 2. So we're gonna bring in the consigns. I do think Wrath Disguise is gonna be a performer. We don't want 4, but I think 3 just like clean up their mana rocks is pretty solid and sometimes kills like Thought-Knot Seer. Don't think I want these Spell Pierces. Force of Negation also doesn't look good. We could maybe play like 2. I'm a little bit wary of the Maguses. Magi. Because they are kind of tough on my own mana. But I think I should have them on the play and then reconsider them on the draw. But let's just try them on the play. And then maybe if I'm bringing in the Maguses, I want a different split of Wrath Disguise Prismatic Ending. Yeah, Magus is mostly for Titan. But I think it's fine here. When you choose to run Magus over Blood Moon, it's like the Titan just plays a bunch of Besages, so in this kind of deck when you think they're not going to bring in a lot of creature removal against you, I think Magus makes a lot of sense. This is also a pretty interesting hand with Magus. Like, is it better for me to get Island, so I just have all my basics plus Magus once I draw a blue source, or is it better for me to get Steam Vents? Probably better for me to get Island. Ending seems bad. Well, so Ending is a lot better with the Magus plan because they're playing Utopia Sprawls and Talismans, and if I am able to pending the Talisman specifically, I can just cut them off mana. Yeah, but it should have like 8 good targets, so it feels like 3 is an okay number. Kiora's been really good so far. I've been impressed. Also in the Jolted Awake build, the Maguses are better there too. I guess now we just hold up this consign, huh? Of course, Truck. Of course we are. Consign with Kiora also really good. Just get to buy it back a couple times. Okay, they rumble into K-Command, Lantern, or another copy of Eldrazi Temple. Hard to imagine they take Lantern here. They could. I guess I just assume they're going to take the Temple, but they probably have a lot of hands where it makes more sense. Then they grab Cavern of Souls off the Stirrings. That's really bad for me. So we have the option of slamming Magus to the moon, or we can go this turn looting. Flip Tamio, hold up consign. Flipping Tamio with consign up is really good. It's really good because then you get to buy the consign back after you like time walk them. And then next turn we can go Magus with consign up potentially. So I think that this is what I'm gonna do. If you feel like really strongly that this is the wrong line, I'd love to talk about it. Like, one weird thing is the Soul Guide Lantern. Like, am I going to consign the Soul Guide Lantern? I still haven't decided that. Maybe I should have already decided. They do have Cavern. The thing is, I can counter the triggers from like a Myco Spawn this turn. And they only have 6 mana, so they can't like play any of the 7 drops. And then I shut down them next turn. Shut them down next turn. Although, yeah, this is a bit awkward that I can't counter this. All right, here's the Lantern. All right, so we got to minus this, I think, and just trade it for the Lantern at this point. Oh, baby, they did not activate the Lantern. So they can't cast Devourer with only 1 colorless. They can't cast Kozilek's Command. They can't even cast the Thought Nephew Magus. They can. They have the Spawn token. Does that change the needle at all? So now that's the second colorless to potentially be able to cast a Kozilek's command. They do choose a forest. They're floating a mana. They play a sprawl off the floating mana. They know I have this consign. Does this... What could they even get that does anything here? Another forest? Yeah, I think we just let this go. This way we can go tune the narrative and we can discharge the seer. Oh, they do have a waste. I was not exactly expecting them to have waste. I think that's not so bad, though. It's not so good either. Did waste last game. Okay, I guess I just missed it. Okay, getting in. One card in their hand. So if we prismatic ending, what do we prismatic ending? Any consideration for discharging the spawn to cut them off double colorless? I mean, that might be a good reason to prismatic ending the spawn. I think I'm gonna start off by flashing back looting. I'm not tapping out of consign here. Not while they know about it. So now we've basically traded the Flays for the Lantern. Yeah, this seems fine. Alright, still not tapping out of consign. They reveal a Beseiju, Prismatic Beast, or Yavimaya. They are also milling over K command that they cannot put into their hand. They do put this Beseiju into the hand. Can't target basics with Beseiju, though. And then they cast a Devourer of Destiny. Okay, so draw another consign, so we're going to hold that up. Good chance there's like an Emrakul over there. Their hand is Beseiju mystery card, though. Why no hand hider? I think the content's a lot better without a hand hider. I just feel like the don't. I also genuinely feel like the please don't ghost me message probably works a lot more effectively than y'all would expect it to. Okay, so their hand is just a Beseiju right now. Get to tap out for Kiora now. Still a little ways away from Threshold. 3 cards in their hand. No big top deck, it seems. Threshold online. Need to fade a top deck. Now, I do think these Maguses are going to be a lot worse on the draw, especially now that my opponent knows about them. So I think I kind of like the idea of maybe just transitioning back into a more Wrath the Skies focused build. Like we cut the prismatic endings, we have Wrath the Skies to clean up their artifact mana. And then we could play some Force of Negations for K Command and Rumble. Yeah, they're just going to be so much worse on the draw. Where they're slower, our opponent knows to play around them more. Let's try this. Yeah, I hope one day we can mill an opponent with deep analyses. Should hold Tarn in case consign, discharge on Magus. So I wanted to play land so I could kill a Thought Answer. Should hold, yeah. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh, draw consign, discharge on Magus. That is kind of interesting. That may have been better. Do you ever get surgical at K command? Surgical to just like exile a card after they've cast it is basically never something I want to do. Really hope we start this challenge off 3-0. That would be pretty. That'd be pretty hype. The one island with Mega seems awkward. How many blue pips you need for the sorcery speed draw cards? I agree. We make it's also very hard to play second island with Arena of Glory. So yeah, I agree. There's some tension. We didn't really have a plan against Titan, and I wanted to plan against Titan, so you play with some Magus of the Moons. All right, let's plan to surveil on turn 1 here off a blue-red surveil land. And then hoping that we get to have a good Wrath of Skies this game. Extra land, definitely nice. I think because they still have the Lantern in play, I want to hold the looting. And I'm hoping that they do something like cast a Mycospawn, and I can go like counter the land search, discharges or three mana ritual. 3 energy ritual. They choose Yavimaya over the Talisman. That's okay. We'll be able to get a good Wrath of Skies off at some point. I'm gonna get my other Surveil land. Don't think this was good to force either. Another land does seem fine to me. Like we could maybe just X equals 2 the Wrath of the Skies, especially if they play another Talisman. They find a Cavern of Souls. This is a huge problem that they keep finding this. I don't know if it's a one of or what, but it's definitely wrecking us. So now I think we consign the ETB ritual with the Galvanic Discharge. Get a tapped Hallowed Fountain. Cast a Wrath. Then they're left with 5 mana. 4 cards in their hand. Sprawl, 4 cards. Passes the turn, so hopefully we get to consign a K command. Cast Faithless Looting. Let's discard Deep Analysis, Basic Plains, flashback the Deep Analysis. Then we can go consign K command, maybe untap consign a trigger. Need a Kiora, need a Flage, need them soon. Okay, they didn't cast a K command if they had one. Maybe it's obvious I'm holding this up. Looks like a second Wrath of the Skies will be good. We left a lot of copies in, if you remember. My opponent is now able to start casting 7-drops too, which is concerning, since Sire of the 7 Deaths is going to be kind of tough to beat, although we do have some more Wrath of the Skies. Arena is interesting, pick up. Yeah, kind of hard to be unhappy with the line of just Escape a Flage, hold up, consign, and Force of Negation. Gotta kill them. Gotta reduce their life total to 0. I guess they don't have a K command, which is great because I can hold up the consign for a Devourer trigger or something like that. Got them down to 8. Plays a Forest, 4 cards in their hand. Now an Emrakul would still be pretty tough. Can they cast Emrakul here? There's the Sire, cannot be countered. If I can make an energy, I can kill the Sire. I have to pay 14 life though, but I at the moment can't make an energy. Oh, there's the tune. I saw the discharge before I saw the tune. Consigned ward. Well, I don't have any energy in my pool. This is 7 toughness. I can pay 14. That's paying 14 isn't really the problem. So discard a discharge, discard a Tamio? Seems like that's the case. Just target Flage with the first discharge. What are y'all? Target Flage with the first? Oh, I see. I understand now. I think it's just better to do this, right? I was so confused. Can't you double discharge and win? No. It's this should be pretty good though. This should be hard to lose. Like they're gonna be at 2. I'm gonna have an active Flage. We beat another Sire. We have Consign and Force Negation up. But yeah, we could have just gone tune, discharge to win. This is going to be. I don't know what we lose to. Maybe there's something. We beat another Sire. We beat a Devourer. We beat an Emrakul. We beat K Command plus one of these. I never know what cards are the Eldrazi decks. Yeah, they're kind of all over the place. I'm glad people are finally playing Sire. Sire is so fucking good. I think this is maybe the first time I've ever played against a Sire of the 7 deaths. Right, so despite missing lethal last turn, we put ourselves in a position where they just didn't really have any outs. 3-0. Let's go. We are 10-1 overall with this archetype, which is pretty dang good. We're also 2-0 in our league with Hollow One. Kind of crushing it today. I do have round 4 of this challenge. We're 3-0 in. I'm going to go ahead and click submit in the blind. Could be bad against Mardu Energy, which it said that they were playing last. Our opponent may also be queued up. Okay, having the Force of Negation to protect the Tamio here is kind of nice. All right, let's just see what happens here, and then I may concede to focus on the match if this gets forced. Looting is the best card at the moment. Eventually, Mox Opal will be the best card. So basically, every person I've heard talk about Mox Opal like this, it's going to be the best card. It is the best card. It was a huge mistake. I haven't seen anyone say in what deck this will be the best card in, why it's better than looting. They just feel it's a vibe based thing that they feel that this card is. Well, this is a pretty good inquiry. You know what I mean? It's been very vibe based discussion instead of something that I feel like has been like a super well articulated argument. I do think Mox Opal is a good card. I'm on board with that thesis. But I basically have never heard anyone say it'll be good and it'll be the best because of this deck, XY deck, and in this metagame, this reason. Mox Opal is also way easier to hate out than looting is another thing too. Breach with Opal has seemed wild. Okay, Breach with Opal, that's a good one. G Nazi, Twitch Prime, thank you, welcome back. Many people don't vibe with fast mana. I see. I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like in a vibe based. This is fast mana. Fast mana is broken rather than. I just haven't like heard articulation on it. Teamer Station is the best Mox Opal deck, but it's weak to the increase in graveyard hate due with looting. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good analysis. Dude, we're getting energied really hard here. Our draw definitely not very good against theirs. Over here, my opponent has cascaded into an Ardent Plea. If they attack with just the Rhino, I can block with the Root Walla. Them having a removal spell for Tamio that's not a creature, or not a non-creature is just very bad. There's my Wrath Disguise, though. I can't cast it this next turn, so that's probably going to be enough for me to not win, but we'll play this out. Any insight on why Iteration went from Modern Staple to Fringe playable card? Yeah, we'll talk. Let me talk about a bit more when I'm not double queuing. But It's like it's largely because like it's or maybe quietly because Lurrus was just iteration was so good in the Lurrus format where it was good in like the Lurrus mirrors and um it was good like with Lurrus, and then Lurrus getting banned was like made like the matchup dynamics really different. But that isn't like the whole story or the whole answer either, so it can be kind of reductive to like just blame it all on Lurrus too. Okay, I am dead in the Rhinos match, so let's focus over here. So I'm basically gonna be at 3 after they zero the Ajani. Oh, I'd be at no. If I fetch Shaka, yeah, I'm dead, huh? Counterspell made it worse. I don't think that that's a good argument with like Murktide iteration being a really dominant deck for a long time. But it was really Lurrus. It was really Lurrus where like not only were like the Lurrus Death Shadow decks like great iteration decks because their curve were so low, but also like everyone's curve was really low because of Lurrus's like presence in the metagame, and like just in that kind of environment, that's just a perfect environment for iteration to be like a really premium card advantage card. With mana curves being higher and there being like better like kind of 2-for-1 things to tap out for, it has certainly gotten worse and worse over time. Okay, so my plan in this matchup is to cut the Force of Negations, bring in the Prismatic Endings, bring in one Surgical, one Ghost Vacuum, and then just say I have Flage and Prismatic Ending for their Flages, and keep in 2 Spell Pierce. This has been what I'm wanting to do. Didn't I go to 1 there? I went to 0, I believe. If I went to 1, I still don't really have like a plan to win that game for whatever that's worth. But I'm pretty sure I was at 8, -3 from Flage, -5 from Ajani. How has Kiora been better than Solitude sub? I wouldn't play. You can't play Solitude with this quantity white cards. Like, at the very least, you can't look at this deck and be like, I would play a pitch elemental here, I think. At least not Solitude, and probably not a good metagame for main deck Subtlety. But Kiora has been very good. Kiora's got a lot of synergy. She flips Tamio. She gets hasted with Arena of Glory. She discards Flage and Analysis for value. Been very good. I feel like this is more value mid-range than control. If you could explain how I'm wrong, I'd appreciate it. Well, I think that the biggest thing that makes this like a more traditional control deck is we have 4 Wrath Disguise. But is this deck not just card advantage, card advantage, card advantage, card advantage, card advantage, spot removal, sweepers, win condition? Yeah, counter spells, sweepers, spot removal, card draw, win con. That is the whole deck. It does not play like a super traditional control deck, but I feel like a deck with card advantage, Wrath Disguise, Flage. I feel like this is a control deck. And I think that the 4 Wrath Disguise is kind of what solidifies that for me. Yeah, Archaeologist is interesting. I would really only want to play it if we could figure out Flare, but just a different thing. Tune is not card advantage. When I'm pointing in here, Analysis, Tamio, Looting are the card advantage. Tune is not a card advantage spell. If I clicked on it while saying card advantage, I apologize. Kiora's been really good. Yeah, to some extent, it is kind of a playstyle thing. That's true. What are the reasons you cut Oculus? I mostly think Kiora is just way more synergistic. Flips Tamio, haste off Arena of Glory, discards things for value. Just kind of does everything. Yeah, Faithless Looting is card advantage in this deck. Well, I have 2 Kioras, so you probably want to discard Deep Analysis, huh? For me, the line for mid-range ability to be aggro against control opponent without much sideboarding. Yeah, I don't like. Does this deck have that? Kind of does. So maybe it blurs the line a little bit, but at the very least, I don't think it's like the most productive conversation to have. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna get a basic mountain and then crack my Clue main phase because of Bowmaster. Should you bite the bullet and pick up Tamio's? Tamio is kind of mandatory for blue control decks, I think. Has the mana base field altered, only one of each duel. Well, we have one of each shock, and then we have 2 surveil lands. We have 3 basics. I mean, it's Jeskai. Mana is a little awkward, yeah. If you have options on how you might like to change it, I would be open to listen. Wasn't committed to perspective, more picking your thoughts. Yeah, I felt like that's what you were doing too. So if they take Wrath the Skies and I haste Kiora, I do only have 6 cards in my yard. But I think this play pattern works really well for me if I'm just like attacking with Tamio and they're thought seizing me. Now I get to flip the Tamio. Pretty good. I can get my extra card in the yard if I were to fetch, but I can't fetch and haste, of course. Oh, there's surgical extraction Kiora at my draw step. Well, that stinks. Kind of unlucky. Although, if they're using a surgical on Tamio or Kiora instead of Flage, that's not exactly so bad for me. 3 cards in their hand. Sus. It's not sus, they thought seized me. So a lot of good 1-mana cards that we could draw into basically every 1-mana card besides Tamio. Including this one. So this will flip our Tamio. Discard Deep Analysis. I think we discard Deep Analysis. Kind of close. Can I help you? Oh, you're bringing me M&Ms. Thank you. You can help me. I've been really happy with Meticulous Archive. Helps streamline your starts, playing it over 3rd arena. I think that's fair. The arenas are so good with these 7 creatures, but it seems fine. It's like a utility land for utility land too. You could cut maybe main deck Pending or second Spell Pierce for 1 more land too. That wouldn't be so bad. You get the Lauren revealed for the archive also. So it kind of feels like they're holding up Orcish Bowmaster here, right? So let me start off by prismatic ending the Guide of Souls, and they may respond with Bowmaster if they have it. But let's just go cast this Tamio plus this Tamio. And then potentially we can Wrath the Skies if they commit to the board too much. Right now their Bowmasters aren't really doing a ton. I don't think we need to be too greedy and try to ultimate this Tamio either. 2 cards in hand. Interesting how long they're thinking on the backstreet here. They put Fable in the yard. The fact that you put Fable at the yard at this point in the game, this card just sucks. Just don't include it in Mardu, I think. It's so bad. If you're not keeping it on top turn 4 in the grindy matchups, let's exclude it from the deck, I think. Oh, this is certainly looking kind of scary. Got it. 2 pieces of Graveyard Hate we could draw. Also have some other answers. We also have our own Flages. Okay, not the best hits. I'm not sure if it was better to keep the Fable in hand or not, or the Looting in hand or not. Why is Iteration bad now? I mean, Iteration's been bad for a long time. They have the Arena of Glory. Just GG, I guess. Mardu's still good. Brutal. Okay, so 3-0 and a 3-1. 3 more matches of Swiss. Got 2 more rounds of the Hollowvine League. Okay, we won another die roll. And things in general have been better. Overall, things have been better since this era. Is all I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think Omnath was in the Zendikar set. I really liked Eldraine. I really liked Eldraine too. It was very fun. It was also one of the like worst design sets ever, so there's certainly some disconnect there. Although to some extent it was also like they were explicitly trying to power creep stuff back then. Triumphs ruined Modern. Well, in that set it was more about the companions that ruined Modern. But yes, Triumphs were really bad for. I think Triumphs have been bad for the format overall, probably. But yeah, you know, Ikora was the companion set. Yes, another set full of mistakes. Omnath saved Modern. You know what's funny about Omnath is when we used to talk about, like, in that era, like we had like the Uro decks. Omnath was like about as like Omnath plus Uro plus Mystic Sanctuary plus Field of the Dead. Like there was a lot of conversation about banning Omnath too in that time. Not that I necessarily like agree or disagree with that. I think I need to Graveyard Arena. We need a little enabler maybe. Also, just one card's in the yard for the Flage. No thanks. But it does probably have a removal spell. I think I can Graveyard this. It would have been an okay draw. All the cards you mentioned were in Standard together along with Oko. I know. I mean, I didn't play a lot of Standard. I played like one, or I think I played 2 Arena PTs in Standard, I think, during that era. It was bad. And, you know, things have, you know, the second half of this year was bad too, but it's at least, I hope we're on the horizon from all of this stuff. The horizon. Okay, 5 cards in their hand. They're also at 9 life. I got an Uro in my yard. Game 1 here. Okay, there's a Ocelot Pride, another Ocelot Pride, and the passing of a turn. Baby, it's better this way. I started Magic with OG Innistrad. I felt like a constant decline. Wait, you thought Return to Ravnica? If you had said Return to Ravnica after was a constant decline, I would have maybe agreed. I still think RTR Innistrad Standard was like maybe the best set, maybe the best like Magic format ever. Yeah, hold these to loot away. So my thinking with Inscription over Arya is Arya's only better at 6 spells or more. However, because you run the same amount of damage, likely happen prior to turn 3. I mean, I wouldn't. My short answer is I wouldn't recommend playing either. To be honest with you. I think I'm gonna kill the Pride. It's kind of close because I could draw Looting or a Kiora and really regret this. But also, there's a pretty good chance the Static Prison ticks down and I get my Flage back. And if that's the case, I'll want a more controlled board. Discard Flage to Season Pyromancer with 2 Arena of Glories. So gross. So hopefully we draw Wrath the Skies. I draw my own Flage. So I kill... Let's say I have to kill Spyro. I'm up to 19. Then I'm taking 4 plus 12, which is 16. So instead of that, I can take 4 plus or 12 plus 5 to 19. I can have a dead Bowmaster. I think it's just I could just kill the Bowmaster later though. Can we really play Spyro in a format with Bowmaster? I think I would just play Ranger Captain over like any of the other 3 drops. So now I'm not getting my other Flage back. Tough, tough, tough. Don't have any more surveillance either. So Wrath Disguise is obviously gonna get the job done. I think an Arena of Glory also. Okay, I can't do it because I won't have enough cards. And then Deep Analysis also can't do it because I can't Wrath Disguise for 3. I mean, do I even cast this? I guess I cast this and die to Bowmaster for no reason. Okay, game 2. I'll play extra Ghost Vacuum. Just play 1 Spell Pierce this time. So I do think I really want to play this Tamiyo on turn 1. It's a bit weird that I kind of need to get the Steam Vents when I want to get double white quickly for Wrath Disguise. But against the Thoughtseize opponent, like if they go turn 1 Thoughtseize, having Tamiyo in play is just so premium. You can't ban 1 value card, 2 if we count the ring. How would you not count the ring? How would you ever not count the ring? The deck that had 24 plus value cards would be bad. They also banned Giganta. I think it was kind of clear that Energy would still be a tier deck. I'm kind of surprised that it seems like people thought it would be bad post-ban, but I feel like the ban decision was pretty clearly just to try to keep it in check rather than completely delete it from the format. Yeah, no one even remembers that Gigantha's gone. So discard Deep Analysis. Gonna keep Thundering Falls. You could just guard second Tamiyo. Yeah, the deck is still just full of bangers for sure, you know. Two of the cards, energy loss, are also cards a lot of other decks lost, so it almost evens out. Yeah, I think that is a fine perspective. All right, so hopefully we can like flashback Deep Analysis, find another white source, and set up for a good Wrath Disguise as well. Tamiyo contains the board a bit. Although maybe I'm just gonna cast it now. Maybe I'll cast Kiora. I think playing around a Thoughtseize plus like Tamiyo dying is fine here. And then I could minus the Tamiyo to play around Static Prison. I think I'm okay if they Static Prison, and we get the plus out of discharge range. Deep Analysis has been good overall. Modest, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. I might flashback Deep Analysis instead of playing Kiora, although now I've drawn another one. We just get to cast it and discard this for value. Discard 2 flashback spells. Graveyard Flash for value. Plus this Tamiyo. Pass the turn. I have some trouble understanding the Giganta ban. Giganta got so much better with the Arena of Glory. It's also just like it's just very broken card. Okay, so here's an Escaped Flage that is going to kill my Kiora. Now I need to try to figure out if I want a Prismatic Ending the Flage or escape my own. I probably want to Prismatic Ending first. Let's see what we draw. Yeah, I can also hold up a discharge here. Why do we still have Kiora? So Kiora, funny enough, kind of like balanced itself out. That was almost really bad. Where they printed Tamiyo and Flage, which are like almost mandatory control includes, which means that Kiora is kind of back to just actually being like an elemental or cat deck card, or your deck is misbuilt because you don't have Tamiyo or Flage. Funny enough, right? Okay, they got 4 cards in their hand. I got a Tamiyo on 7. If they have double Bowmaster, that would be kind of sad. We can beat 1 Bowmaster here. Can you elaborate? Did you get the ban? I don't think I ever saw it in the stack. I have won countless, probably hundreds of games because of Giganta. Like Like literally every argument I've ever heard against a Gigantha ban is I never saw people play that card. You don't play enough, or you forgot about it. Like I have probably won hundreds of games because of Gigantha. Okay, so last card discharge. Tomio down to 2. I guess we're gonna just gonna flage the Ocelot then. Yeah, I guess you missed it. Or like you forgot Gigantha, or I don't know, just kind of anecdotal. It's a free card. It's a free 5/5. It's not that complicated. Free cards are good. Those cards are the problem companion is. Well, those cards are the cards with companion. So like, what are we fucking talking about? Also, to some extent, it's like Mori and Lutri and Gyruda and Zerda are like they're not top deck Spyro. Come on, these cards are like they're just a tier below Luris, Gigantha, and Yorion. They're just different power. Okay, Spyro concede. They're just different power levels. So I wonder what our perception of companions would be if like Luris, Yorion, Gigantha didn't exist. I'm gonna play one force over one spell pierce on the draw. Zerda still got legacy band. That's true. Garuda was also really gross pre nerf. Like pre nerf, none of them are okay. I know companions were bad. Please give me some upvotes. Upvotes, please. Companions bad. So they have to get Fountain, so I have my colors to cast my spells. I'm going to go Prismatic Ending instead of Tomio here. Tomio will be fine, though. Well, I don't want them to go like double Pride. 4 cards in their hand. Companion should have forced them all again. Yeah, you know what? This was when they were talking about nerfing Companion. This is also what I thought. That you're like what I thought the Companion fix should have been. Reveal your Companion when you take your mulligan. You may put a card on the bottom of your deck and to put your Companion from your sideboard into your hand. And if you don't do that, you don't get your Companion that game. I felt like that was my proposed fix for Companions. Is like you can just put it into your opening hand if you want to, by putting a card on the bottom. And then they did like the three mana into hand thing, which was interesting. A little bit awkward, I think. Luris would still be insane. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about insane, but it would be interesting. It would be different. I don't know. It's hard for me. It's hard to evaluate how good that would be without playing with it. Could have been too good. Okay, they got 3 cards in their hand. No untap lands, so we get hit by the Ocelot Pride. Nice to have a surgical for their flages, though. Yeah, but then they're discardable too. Would love to draw a white source. He says with Wrath Disguise in his hand. The monkey paw curls yet again. Got to keep that. Could you play this with one less flage? You can. I would not recommend it, but for money reasons, you could play like 4th Kiora, I guess. Did not surveil end of turn. I wonder what that's about. I think I have enough life to take this hit, although it becomes clear that I have Wrath Disguise now. So there's a Johnny. Seems like I need to kill the Planeswalker half. Okay. I'm taking a lot to the to the bombardment, I guess. That's what, 7? It's not a low number. And then I still have to discharge the Ajani. I guess I would take 6 and then I discharge the Ajani. How's Oculus? Oculus is fine. If you want this matchup to be better, Oculus is probably the better build. Why not Wrath for 2? I have 2 energy in my pool. I need to discharge this Ajani. And I'm going to hold up. I get to Surveil also. Why Pierce over Snare since energy is still a thing? I mean, Pierce is just like, it's better against creativity. It's better against the looting decks. It's better against the Opal decks. It's better against like most combo. It's just worse than like exactly this matchup. Was there a reason to not discharge a Johnny instep? Yes, if we do that, they just sack a cat and flip a Johnny. Almost misclicked. I don't know why they didn't sack their Ocelot Pride, just a mistake, I guess. Board's clear though. I've got Flage in my hand. I've got Arena of Glory in play. I've got Kiora. I've got Surgical if they surveil Flage into the yard, which is like the most scary thing can happen. I get to surveil again. I'm feeling pretty good. What are our matchups? This is our second Mardu. We lost to Mardu once. We beat Boros Prowess. We beat Eldrazi with Emrakul the Promised End. And maybe chat can remind me what the other matchup was. So I would imagine their last card's not Flage if they're not taking my Surgical. Although they're thinking about it. So maybe it is. Oh, 4-color Karuga. Those pesky companions. Would Surgical in the Arena of Glory be okay? No, you just... I don't think it would be a good line with them having 2 cards in hand here. I think you just save it for Flage. It's an interesting thought, but I think it's just so spewy when we're like almost in top deck mode to use the Surgical on a land like that. Yeah, you could play an extra snare. I do like spell snare. Okay, so they do have a spell bomb, which is pretty annoying. What can you do? They drew a land. Does kind of feel like their last card's Flage. Hope it's not a Bowmaster. I'm casting this. Yeah, I don't really know how it could be Bowmaster. There was a pause there. Scary for a second. They also just have not been like surveilling in the turn, which has been weird. Graveyard of Plains. Down to 6 life. Out of Surveil lands. Graveyard another Marsh Flats. Surveil lands so good. Very good cards. It was fun to like kind of theorize how good they would be. So I flashback deep analysis. If they Bowmaster, it's not ideal, but I don't think it's getting like much better for us. Of course they found it. Never make it easy. Found some life gain though. Besides, MH3 was my favorite set of the year based on Impact Mod to Modern. I hated MH3. MH3 ended up being terrible, I think. The ban announcement ended up being way better overall. I think Bloomborough was a card. So I like Bloomborough more. I liked Outlaws of Thunder Junction more. I liked Duskmourn more than MH3. All those sets were better for Modern. There were things about MH3 I liked, but overall, not a fan. Top deck Spyro. Discard Fatal Push. That was the card they were holding on to, I guess. Outlaws pretty forgettable. No, there's a lot of bangers in Outlaws. Y'all are wrong. Should Outlaws be a huge thing for Modern? It was at the time. At the time, like with Slickshot Show Off. I feel like there's one more really big one. I feel like it was big. Where do you keep Force against 4-color? Like when you go like tap out for Kiora, tap out for Tomio early, forcing like a removal spell can be pretty good. Protecting your Flage from like a Static Prison can be good. Okay, so I can Yeah, Bill was a fine card. I do have to surgical in order for me to escape this flage, but that seems worth it since that is going to be lethal. High level analysis. Oh yeah, the dig through time card in Thunder Junction was big. Yeah, it was pretty big. For a standard set, it was big. Okay, 4-1. 1-1 against Mardu. And we can keep this hand. Thank you, Lorian revealed. Has the honor system hand hider been effective? Yeah, it seems like people are playing pretty honorably. I genuinely think Please Don't Ghost Me is effective. I don't think it's not 100% effective like the hand hider, but I would imagine most ghosts will go, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm believing in it. Might be delusional. Ooh. Necro? Cool. Kind of just classic Necro. They're playing Profane Tutor. No Profane Tutor. We're just drawing Necro. Which, you know, fair enough. Might draw Looting, so let's main phase this. They have 4 Profane. Did I just miss them? Oh, they're right at the top. Okay, cool. And they suspended one. Good. So I think you should build it. Drawing a lot of removal spells against the Necro deck. Not exactly where you want to be. So Consign stops Profane Tutor, can stop a Necro activation. You can untap and Prismatic ending it. Not exactly ideal. Extra Spell Pierce could be nice. My opponent is also missing their land drop, which is good. So maybe they Profane Tutor for that. Maybe if they're missing their land drop, though, they just have the Necro in hand already. I can definitely afford to keep a looting here. So we probably go looting, and then they Bowmaster, and then we discharge the Bowmaster. So let's get that done with. Okay, no Bowmaster is obviously fine. So let's discard 1 Galvanic Discharge, and then probably Island because of Flage, or do we want to keep Island to keep our life total higher? We don't have a Flage, so I guess we'll just go for the higher life total thing. If they were sandbagging the Bowmaster, then congratulations, they're better than me. Ooh, we drew a Force, nice. So now let's discard Deep Analysis, Wrath the Skies. Also, it's kind of hard for them to kill this. Like, if they march, they have to use a card. They can't Fatal Push. So, like, if they use a card to march this, that's okay. Can Necro cut 1 non-land and 1 run gemstone? I would not cut a non-land for a land. You know, not discarding Deep Analysis. We did discard Deep Analysis. Yeah, just to the Kiora instead. Don't think I'm going to force this. Just too bad, because I think that they probably have the Necro in hand. And they're going to tutor a land, so if they just drew a land for turn, we would kind of lose. Better to make them, like, play the Necro out. Now we get to make an 8/8. Draw 2. Wish I could loot away this Flage. Yeah, but now if they just play another Necro, it's going to be kind of tough for them. They're pretty behind on board. Love talking Mono Black Coffers. You feel like Invoke Despair can make a comeback? I do like that card too. I don't know if it I don't think it probably lines up super well these days. Main deck Explosives on 0. Pops it now instead of trying to get the Tamio token. They should have definitely done it after attacks. Unless they want to revolt or something. They could have also done this after attacks. So now we can go... Oh, I was going to go play Kiora and flip the Tamio, but they have another push. So, not exactly the most ideal. Should be okay. I could tune first for better looting, but I could also draw another Tamio, so I think I do this instead. Or a Spell Pierce. So let's discard Flage. I think Flage tune, because if they just have another removal spell and I don't draw a land, I'll want to just play my Kiora number 3. Spell Pierce is good pickup. So there's Shieldred. So let's go upkeep, discharge. Does mean no Flage for me this turn, I guess. It's okay. Another 8/8 has entered the battlefield. My opponent's down to 6 life, which is not the safest place for them to be. I could flashback looting here. I think it seems okay to flashback. Nice. So let's discard Wrath the Skies and Kiora because I want this extra land for Flage pretty bad. Is Kiora better than this deck because it has more interaction to move cards like Bowmasters? I mean, it flips Tamio, it discards Flage, it discards Deep Analysis. You can haste it with Arena of Glory and make an 8/8. It helps you against Graveyard Hate more than Oculus. Those are the reasons we're playing it. Okay, so let's bring in this Spell Pierce. I want at least one Consign for Profane Tutor, and then sometimes you can counter a Necro trigger. Prismatic Ending on Necro is good. I wonder if like Wrath Disguise is better, because Wrath Disguise can kill Shieldred. I can clean up Bowmasters a bit better. Like I almost wonder if I should just cut the Prismatic Ending. It's not like it is. It's not like it is good against them really. And like I could just say I have I play like 3 Wrath Disguise, and I have Discharge. These kill the creatures. This can clean up Necro sometimes if they tap out for it. I'm not going to bring in Magas. I just need to decide, do I want to play second Consign? I think 1 is an okay number. 2 is also okay. I think I want 3 Wraths. This is probably going to be okay for me, I think. Actually, let me look. Maybe if they're playing Surgical, I cut a Flage. Let me see what their sideboard looks like. 2 Surgical, 2 Force, 1 Ashok, 2 Dathi Voidwalkers. -1 Discharge. No, Discharge, like, I need to be able to kill Bowmaster at instant speed really badly. Also, killing Shieldred for 1 mana is really premium. It's, like, good against 8 cards in their deck. I'm keeping them. They also might bring in Dathi. +1 Vacuum? I'm not good enough to be like, all right, I'm gonna freaking Ghost Vacuum up some Bowmasters and then turn 6 activated. I don't know if that's just not really in my range, I guess. But if it's in your range and you feel like this is definitely good, congrats. I'm not good enough. I like Moon. I know if I know the Blue Moon players. You love Blood Moon, Magus the Moon. You always board these cards in. For me, this is mostly just a sideboard card against Amulet Titan, and then sometimes I'll bring it in elsewhere. Thanks, Behavior. Glad you're able to make a stream. Maybe we should have main phased the Tune the Narrative, huh? They suspend the Profane Tutor, though. Yeah, also, shout out, y'all. I would have brought in Magus to the Moon. I would have brought in Magus to the Moon. Would I bring it in for Domain Zoom? No, never against the Lightning Bolt deck. I think I would have brought in Magus to the Moon. They'll never see it coming. Well, I don't have a blue card for this Force. So hopefully they don't have the Necro in their hand. They're trying to Profane Tutor for it. They'll never see it coming. I'll bring in Magus of the Moon against their mono black removal deck. I'm just gonna get them. Ugh, they have it. Is Bowmaster still as viable post bank as of looting? I mean, that's part of it, yeah. It is very good, yeah. Looks like they have a Soul Spike and they're thinking about what to pitch. Maybe not. Maybe just, I guess, well, I don't know why they would just discard. I guess I keep the blue card for 4 so I can go Flage with Force Up and discard 2 Fatal Pushes in the swamp. And hope for the best here. Let's get a basic Plains just so it's not clear that I have Arena plus Flage next turn. What do you do now? I guess draw Prismatic. I think we just kind of hope that Flage steals the game and they don't have a Surgical for it. If they have land shielded, it's going to be very tough for that to be the case. Just tough to play around. This is, classic, Necro, discard your answer to Necro, suspend Profane. I forgot that this is coming off. I guess I just forced the Profane Tutor, huh? Oh, to fetch for a shock land? Why? You don't want to take more damage against the Soul Spikes, right? Alright, they're at 7 life. Ah! I mean, they are only at 7, so they go to 4. They can brick. Because thank you for the feedback. Spike, I want to fetch for a shock land here for actual no reason, I think. Thank you. We're not doing brew pitches really anymore. Failed pacing. It's just become too much of a distraction. Sorry. All right, there's the Shieldred. Let's pack it in. Game 3. I think I like my sideboard plan. Just a tough draw to beat. So I probably will Spell Pierce a discard spell turn 1 to conceal some info. I take it back. Repinning seems good. I think Wrath Disguise is potentially the better effect. We don't want too many sorcery speed removal spells for Necro. And then Wrath Disguise can kill Shieldred and can clean up Bowmasters, multiple Bowmasters sometimes. It's a conversation for sure. They suspend a Profane Tutor. I'm going to get red-white so I can discard Flage and cast Kiora. Hopefully we find another blue card. I'm still going to cast Kiora even if I don't. Okay, there we go. To discard basic Plains and Flage. Make sure to try to attack with Kiora before escaping Flage if we're given that chance. Yeah, Prismatic Ending does have its moments in this matchup for sure. So they have a Trawler, which is pretty good. I think I'm just going to let the Profane Tutor resolve kind of quick. I'm not going to force it. I will say I do think Kiora has felt better than Oculus, yes. You have 6 cards in their hand. They have Inquisition plus Necro. Not a lot to do. Presumably they tutored for 1 part of this, right? So maybe they dig for a Soul Spike the Kiora. They'll be at 3 cards, and then we can Wrath Disguise the Necro. Instead, they discard and they go down to 5 cards. Now we're in kind of a weird spot. Let me Surveil with this. We could hit a Deep Analysis, and that could help a lot. So I do think... I can also do this now, I guess. Which is play Kiora, Legend Rule, discard 2 cards, and then I can make an 8/8. Yeah, I guess keeping Wrath is kind of weird. Because they're going to be at 5, and then if they do play Shieldred, they're going to go down to 1, then up to 9. I'm going to attack with my 8/8. And then what do I like Wrath after that? Maybe. I think they would trade Shieldred for the 8/8. Yeah, I think the Tommy was also just not doing that much, so. Okay, down to 5. Plays a swamp. Has the Shieldred. Tough. So now if they can find push for the Scion, it's bad. Why did I want to Wrath first? Well, it kills my Kiora and my 8/8. Like, yeah, I don't know. I lose 11 power on board, and they have 4 cards in their hand. And is that good? This seems better. Like, if they just don't have Shieldred as one of their 4 cards, like the game is just kind of over too. And then I can hold the Wrath as like a contingency here. Soul Spike X equals 8. Well, so might as well have attack here because we're gonna sweep. So Wrath over Pending, I guess. Confirmed. Draw 2. So they have 17 cards in hand and 17 life, 3 cards in hand. But it says in chat, sad, I thought I had it. Well, this game is not over. They have a Cling to Dust. That's a pretty good one. Then they play a Swamp. If I draw a untapped land, I can Flage. Maybe I shouldn't. I should fetch here because I don't want to shock. Well, not a land, but a pretty good draw. They have a Surgical. I will force a Surgical if they use it. Yeah, they're getting some complaint equity here. They draw a card, play a Swamp. Yeah, so it seems like they may Surgical on my turn. If I'm going to counter it, I have to use mana on upkeep, and I can't escape the Flage. Although, now I can put this thing on the stack. I still remember I was playing against Jabberwocky, like right after Theros came out, and I had a Scavenging Ooze in play, and Jabberwocky had an Uro in the yard, and I was like, okay, I'll wait for Jabberwocky to activate Uro, and I can Scooze it. And then it just went on the stack, and I was like, what the hell is this? Who designed this? This is a March? Yes, March X equals 6, so gain 7. 1 card away from escaping the Cling to Dust. 2 cards in hand. So I don't have another Surveil land, so let's just go Tamiya with Force Up. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so it seems like I want to Wrath the Skies, but if I Wrath the Skies, they can Cling to Dust my Uro. So out of fetchables. I think I still have 2 planes in the deck, actually. I can't Wrath the Skies for 0. I would probably want to leave Tamiya back to block, except the problem is they have this to give Shielded Fear. So I do think I just have to tap out for Wrath. Not much point in making a clue token that's just going to immediately die. Wrath and force the Cling. I can't force the Cling. It costs me this much mana to Wrath. Opponent might not main phase the Cling, depending on what they draw. If they draw like Soul Spike or March. Oh, they just end up turning it though. Yeah, if I had another white mana, like if this was not a Scalding Tarn, if it was a white fetch, I could have Wrath for 0 and then escape Flage. 5-pack from There Were No Survivors. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thankfully, they didn't top deck Necro, so we're still in this. We draw a Looting, so let's see if they drew another Bowmaster. Hopefully not. Thankfully not. So now let's discard Wrath and then second Force and just hardcast a Lorien Revealed. First time I've done that with this deck, I think. So I want to leave up Thundering Falls because of Discharge, Spell Pierce, Tamio. There's not really need to leave up a white. Okay, we did find a blue card, so pass the turn. Wild game. 2 cards in their hand. Alright, tune in response. Okay. Ooh. What a game. This has been a good game. Modern's been pretty good, y'all. If I didn't top deck Flage, I would be like, my fucking box sucks. Louder. You want to stack your triggers so that if your opponent has surgical, there's not a window for them to surgical it. So like this. Thanks, Craig. Nice of you to say. So they got 1 card in their hand. Kling only has 2 cards for escape. I have Force of Negation up for top deck Necro. The last card, they could have Push here maybe. Nope. Thoughts on Necro post ban after playing it? It seems pretty good. This is pretty close to how I'd want to build it. I didn't see if they had a Damnation. I would play a Damnation as a Profane Tutor target because it comes down turn 4. They might have had Damnation. I just don't remember seeing it when I saw the list, but it looks good. Yeah. I feel like discarding the Bath was a bit weird. No, it felt absolutely correct to keep Force up, I think. Yeah. I would do it again. Leyline of the Void over other Graveyard Hate. The problem with Leyline is that it isn't good against Mardu, and you need Graveyard Hate for their Flages. But Leyline is better against Hollow One, and you can loot it away, which is nice. I guess I should have looting pre-combat because of Bowmaster. It's not the biggest deal if they have it still. Just so grindy, this deck. It's awesome. I guess I just pass here. Do only have 17 cards left in my deck, and they can gain a lot of life. I'm not familiar with Necro. What top decks is Force hit? Necro. Necro is the big one. It's March too. Surprised on their timing there. I'm not familiar with Necro. What could be Force of Negation? It's Necro. That's the main one we want to defeat. Okay, 5-1. So it looks like we were in 6th place going into this round. So there's actually a pretty solid chance that we are now locked for top 8. Seen today playing Eldrazi. Yeah, this is the last round of Swiss. A win and in for sure. Could potentially lose an in. Don't think this matchup is very good if they're still playing this deck. I'm putting back looting here. Then we go turn 1 island, have Pierce or tune up. You cannot ID a Magic Online now. List looks pretty nice. We do have the consigns. I think we lost round 1 last time we played this matchup, and then I think we won our sideboard games. Yeah, we saw the numbers opposite day. Thank you. So now I want to play this, so if they play like Talisman, I can turn 2 Wrath on 2. My opponent has K command, so I feel like being able to spell pierce that's pretty important. I would definitely respond to a fetch land with K command, so let's just not crack our fetch. You could just, but no worries. That's fine. I was just teasing about the tank. we conceded so we could play the challenge. Four cards in their hand. Cavern of Souls. That card has been a thorn in our side today. Has Kiora been an Oculus? I think she's been a net positive, yeah. If they have another one, they have another one. So they did have another one. It's going to be for one less. I kind of think they just don't. Okay. Bummer. This is the last round of Swiss till top 8. If we win this one, we're definitely in. We have like a 20 to 40% chance somewhere in there of losing and still making it in. Losing is not the plan, although I don't think this matchup is great. We did beat this matchup earlier today, though. Two cards in their hand. Quite good. Also quite good. You get basic mountain. It's kind of weird, but life total not the highest. Again, better than Oculus though. This is K command number 3? Oh, Null Drifter. So now they can attack. If I can find a Galvanic Discharge, though, and kill Null Drifter, and then make an 8/8 to block the World Breaker, we could be in okay shape. Would not call the shape we're in okay anymore. We also have this Emrakul under the lab. Pretty cooked. Another Null Drifter. Let's go to game 2. Definitely tougher game 1. So I think just like last time we played this matchup, I want the Maguses on the play and not the draw. We are going to be on the play. Spell Pierce may also be better than I think, just because it like always, it like basically always lines up well against command. So it's like we play like 2, 3. I do think that just like the so with the Maguses, we want to be in on Prismatic Ending instead of Wrath, because Wrath just isn't very castable without them. And I think what I did, I think I cut most of these, but yeah, let's just try Spell Pierce instead, because Spell Pierce is just like it's so good against Kozilek's command. And to some extent, I feel like people just aren't that used to playing with that dynamic, and maybe we'll just play like 2 Discharge. It's not great against them. Okay, we'll try this one. Tune without Wrath makes sense. I mean, I think it's just 1 mana cantrip. It also like lets your discharges kill the big stuff. We could trim Tune. Could trim Tune. Maybe we play 3 Discharge, 3 Tune. Swampers also like they have Talismans, they have Sprawls, they have Rumble. Okay, on the play. Let's click keep here. Yeah, Tune can help flip Tamio. Also just cantrips, you know, it's not a super high cost card to play. I have 2 consigns in my hand, and lands I will keep. Hard choice. I'm probably getting blue-red Surveil Land in a turn. Although I could also Hallowed Fountain tune the narrative. I think I want to do this so I can Arena of Glory looting. Just kind of try to find a Something a bit more proactive to do. Tommy would be a nice draw too. It's a good draw. Grixis, Looting Frog, Hollow One, Oculus Unearth. I think there's basically no way to play all of those cards. So my opponent has Surgical, and I think about surgically looting or analysis. That would be okay. Did we see Surgical in the Goldfish link? I don't think we did. No. So why are they thinking so much? Definitely not ghosting, because I've asked them not to kindly on the screen. Do you think there's a reason why Grixis Rainbow hasn't done well in the challenges? Yeah, it's not very good. I think it's worse than creativity. Just doesn't have a good plan B besides Frog. Like people were playing a ton of Graveyard Tape. Just gonna put this up for a sec. Let's see if they speed up at all. They might just be double queuing. But they basically don't have anything to think about if they're playing their turn right. Just a little precaution in what is, high stakes match still. Yeah, my opponent very easily might not be ghosting. They could be doing anything else, but I'm just going to hold it up. Because they are either doing something else or ghosting. More likely they're just doing something else. But let's just have a little bit of caution here. Because I want a top 8. I want a top 8. Let's top 8. Your stream windows are kind of messed. This is exactly how I intend it. I guess we can delete this, though. In Prince and Emrakul, 6 cards in hand. Kicks a Microspawn. With this choice as their target, I'm going to consign their ability to search for a land. Magasm. You do have a Talisman. 4 cards after that. No K command though, no Devourer of Destiny. This is, no Cavern of Souls. He's top for 1. I don't know if they have waste or not. It's okay. We don't know. I don't really feel like their speed has sped up much. I don't think they're ghosting. I just want to let's just maintain the integrity as much as possible, so that we can have the highest chance of a fair, honest game. Just this once. Second basic planes in hand. Let's go. Let's probably not exile the looting. That's pretty bad for me. I think I'm supposed to counter this because they have to have Null Drifter. 2 cards in their hand. Oh, so scary. Opponent is not for sure ghosting. No. Chill, chat. Chill. So I spell pierce this so they can't find Null Drifter, find Sire of the Seven Deaths off this, and then cast it to trigger the K return. And then they reveal Rumble, Sprawl, Misty, Woodland, and then they concede. Okay. I'm gonna sideboard off stream also, just in case. I don't know. I really want to top 8. I don't really think my opponent's ghosting, but let's just keep it above board here. Like I said, Magnus is not as good on the draw. Yeah, deck has looked good today. Yeah, K return kills it also. Keep this. Probably not quite as good as our hand last game. Turn 1 Ancient Stirrings. Let's see what they find. In the tank. Talisman of Curiosity, the chosen card there. They choose blue off the Sprawl, and they play their Talisman. Let's pass back. 5 cards in their hand after they draw. When it rumbles into Kozilek's Return, so milling that over is a big problem. Null Drifter, Temple. They do choose Null Drifter. Then they get ready to rumble again. Have to pick Shifting Woodland. Does pick Shifting Woodland. Wrath the Skies would not be too bad here. Your turn. No held fund for white. Am I bluffing and I didn't bring in Wrath the Skies and I have Magus in my head and I'm just saying that maybe. Keep you on your toes. Killing the Woodlands is nice. I think I'm tapping out for deep analysis here. And prints another copy of Null Drifter. This is quite bad. Quite scary. Kicks a Myco Spawn. Okay, interesting that they chose to do this instead of just tapping out for Null Drifter. Is this into something? Into Sanctum, into Trinisphere. Okay. Well, that was in fact what I was doing, by the way. All right, Trinisphere. Have to Magus. Have to Magus. Did not bring in Wrath of Skies. I locked the Sanctum down. Null Drifter's locked down. Fingers crossed. 3 mana for an Ancient Stirrings. I kind of regretted it though. It does seem like the Wrath of Skies would have been better here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 mana after this. They reveal a Myco Spawn here. And then they can cut me off stuff with my by exiling my plains or my island. Tough. Tough. They go after the island instead of the plains. We'll see how that works out for them. They attack me with the Myco Spawn. Yeah, Myco Spawn being able to kill basics is pretty messed up, huh? Wow. Magus down. Not blocking Myco Spawn there to unlock Uro. No, we lose the game. they have Ugin's Labyrinth plus Sanctum of Ugin. This is not a chump block kind of turn. Crazy, come on. They do grab an Emrakul. Cycle Lore revealed. Get a Hallowed Fountain. So now we can haste Flage. I also top decked Galvanic Discharge, so it seems like my plan is to haste this Flage. Do I want to exile Deep Analysis so they can't target themselves with Deep Analysis? Probably. I forgot the Trinisphere. It's kind of the same either way here, though. They take 6 instead of 12, no matter what we do. My play isn't any different this turn, if that makes you feel any better. So they're casting the Emrakul, so we can take the Hand Hider down. They're going to be able to see it. Did I want to exert both arenas? Ooh, exerting both arenas was good tech. Although I guess it does... Yeah, exerting both arenas so they can't exert on me. Oh, wait. Oh, no. They have a K command first. Couldn't spell Pierce because of the Trinisphere. Yeah, exerting the second arena, good line. Now this game doesn't seem very winnable, does it? That was a shockingly fast turn. What does winning this game look like? I would say surveilling Flage into the yard off this Elegant Parlor would be step 1, but the problem is we don't have enough cards anyways in the yard. Yeah, I think... Oh, I clicked... Okay, I'm dead anyways, but I clicked Tamio instead of Kiora. Let's see, I would have drawn into Kiora, Sacred Foundry. Okay, GG's. Okay, so we have finished Swiss 5 and 2. We have good breakers. one or two X2s is going to top 8. If two X2s make it, our chances go up significantly. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's what. 4 matches still in progress. Could relax and play some Brood Scale while we wait. Fingers crossed. Make it in or not. Fun challenge. Liking Jeskai a lot. Maybe need Charmals and Consigns. We'll see.